Oh, hello, and welcome to Storytime Knitting. Well, I'll tell you. Right now, I'm doing the garter stitch. The garter stitch is an easy stitch. You cast on, and when you cast on, you only do the knit stitch. The knit stitch all the way across. And then you turn your work around and you do the knit stitch all the way across again. And you turn your work around and you do the knit stitch all the way around. And back and forth and back and forth. Just the knit stitch. And it makes for a very nice project. It's really nice. I can't show you what I'm working on. I can tell you about it, but it's for a gift for someone. After I give the gift away, I'm happy to show you what it is, but I will tell you that it's a very easy thing, and the color is flannel. It is I can't tell you anymore. Anyway, on to my story. It starts off with my grandmother. Her name is Carmen Cortez. She was born in 1889 in Wilcox, Arizona. I don't know how many members of her family there were. I know that her last name was Amavo. I know that her father was a cook on the cattle drive, or cattle drives. I know that when she was 15, she moved by herself to Yuma, Arizona. That's where she met and married Jesus Cortez, my grandfather. His parents were against the marriage. So his brother, his younger brother, I believe he was, Agapito, they were both from Yuma, Arizona. On my mother's birth certificate, it said that he was from Mexico. And it only said that because Arizona became a state. It didn't become a state until 1912. So all of Arizona was Mexico. Yeah. Then they moved to Flagstaff, Arizona, or in that region. They had 8 kids, and one died at childbirth, and the other one, named Margaret Mary, I thought she was hit by a car, but she wasn't. She died from pneumonia, I believe. I'm not sure. And excuse me. And then Agapito and Jesus worked in the copper mines. After they had their children, they picked up, they packed up, and they decided to come home to Yuma, Arizona. Well, now either it was before Yuma or it was just as they got here, or just as they got to Yuma, Arizona, he died. He died of tuberculosis. And the beloved Uncle Agapito that the children just loved to death, well, poor choice of words, that the children really, really loved. He did not get tuberculosis. They worked together, but he didn't get tuberculosis at all. As a matter of fact, he and my grandmother's friends, and I don't know who else, but they built a house for her and the children to live in. It was a small house, very small house with dirt floors and an outhouse and outside water. It had a pump, no indoor plumbing, dirt floors. They were very, very poor, very poor. A big table, a smaller one for the children, a big table because my grandmother would cook meals for the men that worked at the Yuma Territorial Prison. We're talking wild, wild west here. Horses and saddles and whatnot. This was not. This we're talking like they had cowboy stuff out there. It was real. Anyway, it was surprising to me. And then after a while, my grandmother died. She died of consumption, tuberculosis. She was 36. He was 27 when he died, and she was 36. And their uncle Agapito, he never died. Well, he did eventually. The children all tested positive for tuberculosis. But none of them got it. The Aunt Adeline from my grandmother's sister, she moved from Wilcox, Arizona to live with them. She was a big, big help. And they went to Mass, they went to church, they were very, very, very religious. And they were very, very close. They don't talk about their childhood. They never spoke of their childhood. I think it was because mostly they didn't have much of a childhood. But they didn't speak of it. Not at all. I mean, if you ask, which we kind of never did because it wasn't really taboo. It's just that they never spoke about it, so we never did ask. And they spoke in Spanish to each other, but not to the children. You know, they always, a lot of people say that the United States is a melting pot of all kinds of immigrants. Well, it is to some extent, but a lot of people don't want the immigrants to speak any other language than English. My ancestors, and I don't know how they were, but they were, when they spoke their mother tongue, they were punished in such a fashion that my aunts and uncles didn't speak Spanish to us. And it was sad. My cousins sent their children to Spanish immersion classes. That was only because they were moving to Argentina for my cousin's, the father's job. And the girls had to know how to speak Spanish to survive in school. It was very sad. I mean, it was very sad that they had to do this because nobody spoke Spanish. And it was a sad situation. Anyway, I hope to speak to you again soon. I will speak some more to you. Bye-bye. Talk to you later.